Alright guys, here we go. This is honestly my third try doing this. Hopefully my recording works. I'm using a microphone for the first time. I'm hoping this improves the audio. Give me some feedback on it. I can find a better microphone. So we're starting with 4.2. This is just basic trig stuff. A lot of this is going to look very familiar. It should look familiar. If you don't watch this video at the end of the world, you'll probably be able to figure this stuff out on their own. So I'm going to do 4 quick videos. The first one, keep these pretty short, but the first one is just reviewing the 6 ratios. 3 of them you know for sure. The other 3 you may not be as familiar with, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to be looking at all 6. So first of all, we're just going to start with a basic right triangle. Okay, we're going to label it. Whoops. Usually the right angle is always C. The other 2 angles we call A and B. Side A is going to be opposite angle A. Side B is going to be opposite angle B, and side C opposite angle C. Make sure you're using upper and lowercase appropriately there. So the first 3 trig functions are sine, cosine, and tangent. And let's just make our reference angle. All right. Things would be different if A was our reference angle. So this is called a reference angle. Doesn't matter which one we make right here. Reference angle. That will always be referring to this angle. I'm going to call it theta. That little symbol right there. Okay. Sine, cosine, and tangent of theta. You'll probably remember SOHCAHTOA. Nice thing to use to remember what these are. Sine is the ratio, O and H. O and H, opposite over hypotenuse. So if B is our reference angle, A opposite, C is the hypotenuse. So it's going to be opposite over hypotenuse. It's going to be B over C. Sine is A over H. That's adjacent over hypotenuse. And A is adjacent to our reference angle. All right. And then tangent is opposite over adjacent. All right, using the same reference angle. Okay. Those are the 3 ratios, 3 most common ratios. Wait for it. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Because the other 3 ratios that we're going to look at are just the reciprocals of sine, cosine, and tangent. So the reciprocal of sine is called cosecant of theta. And it's just the reciprocal, so it's going to be hypotenuse over opposite. If I just flip it over, it's C over B. And we pronounce that cosecant. Cosecant. Alright, the reciprocal of cosine is secant, which is going to be adjacent. If I just flip it over, it'll be C over A. And we call that secant. And then the last one is tangent. I'm sorry, that's not right. As I was looking at it, I said. The reciprocal of tangent is cotangent of theta. So the opposite of that is going to be, the reciprocal is going to be adjacent over opposite. I'm just flipping it over. And A over B. So that's called cotangent. Alright, so those are the 6 basic trig ratios. Now when I say reciprocal, one note before we end here. The reciprocal, so cosecant theta, I say reciprocal, it's not the inverse. It's not the inverse of sine. This is not true. Not true. Alright, so this is going to be something that's going to come up later. But all we're doing is this, the ratios over to get the last 3 ratios. Alright? Hopefully this works.